Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for the second round of Formula E season here in PRS. We are, of course, racing in Assetto Corsa, and we are back for some more exciting racing again, as we have today 17 drivers on the grid. As you can see, people are just getting ready as Ali Yardımcı is drifting through that last corner. So we should be starting soon. Not so many camera choices there, but it is as it is, as we are about to start the practice start in 3 seconds. So I think I should give you a little information about the track. So it's St. Pete, Florida. It's a pretty short track, I think around 106. And as you can see, there will be a lot of madness and a lot of crashes, as this car is pretty easy to lose the rear. We have plenty of drivers today on the track, and whoa, that was I think Miguel Soto, I think. It's not Diego, yeah, in the chrome livery. So we should be able to see some exciting racing today with this pack of racers through the not so narrow street circuit, but it is street circuit still, so it has a lot of 90-degree corners, concrete walls, and this is the classic US track, I think, the street track, in terms of a type. Actually, you know, this type of a track like Detroit or Long Beach are the first that comes into my mind. It is a fun track. It is used in IndyCar series, and we could see some exciting races here and there throughout last couple of IndyCar seasons. And today we will see how the Formula E car will perform on it. Oh, this is a complete murder from Charles Bertrand, as we are about to start qualifying soon, I think, for viewers. So I would like to welcome you all. Oh, you forgot, Jack, but it's good that you are still here on the stream. Should be fun. Should be fun. Though. How long is quali? Quali is, I think, 10 minutes. Just join, Jack. If you can, just join. It's just St. Pete. You should be fine. 106. Of a lap. So this is the qualifying starting, so I should change the layout to the quali one. As you can see, the drivers are already starting their first run through the qualifying. This is around 9 laps, I think so. 9 or 8 for most of the drivers possible here. We'll see how it's gonna develop, but from what I've seen in the practice, like pre-race practice and the practice here, 106 point, I think 6, it's around the time you should aim. So yeah, don't worry, Jack. Probably not so many people driven this track. It's a pretty fun one, but not so popular. I haven't driven it. I know it just mainly from IndyCar. And I think we have some new names here. Ratspat is a new name, I don't know him. And currently, I think we are about to start the first round of qualifying laps. Colin Kinzer is one of the first drivers to start the lap. Is actually the first one. Then there's Novik and Mateusz Wąsik. And Tariq as well. As you can see, Mateusz made some contact. Alfie Bevan as well and Miguel Soto made some contact with the wall. As this is a pretty common thing here on the track. And to those who don't know why I'm not streaming qualifying, this is in Assetto Corsa, and solo qualifying is a little bit hard to get here in the game. I know that this is possible, but that didn't get as much there. And one of the cars is in my session for some reason, but I will see. Maybe it's Colin. No, it's not. I think Togwa. I can spectate Togwa for some reason, but Charbertrand established the fastest lap, 106.2, and there is Dargsy with 106.4, and there is Novik 106.5, and Mateusz Wąsik with 106.7. So quite a lot of drivers, 5 actually, in 106s, and it's gonna be close for P2. I think still P1 will be out of the reach. Like, Charbertrand is performing perfectly recently. He's just executing all he can in qualifying, and then he just is in another mode in the race. You can see 105.8 here. So we are dropping even. We are getting even quicker lap times, actually. Some drivers on the improvement laps. Josh Brooks got to P5 and demoted Colin to P6. And Alfie Bevan, where does he stand? It's P11. I think open wheelers are not the strongest for Alfie, but this car is a pretty unique one, so we might see some improvements in his driving, as well as Jens Betsma is improving in his 2 sectors. Dogs is improving in his first one, as well as Charbertrand is, and there is another purple sector, but I think it won't be the fastest lap for Charles because of the second sector. And we are still about to go for 5 more minutes, which is a pretty interesting one from all the qualifying sessions we had before. I'm speaking about 2, but still it's a couple of those. Imola and Melbourne. This one, because of the very short track and the specifically street track, it's a little bit quirky to get it right. Jack says, the server is whitelist. That's so unfortunate, Jack. I don't know why. I don't have exactly the access to help you. I'm mostly focused on the streaming thingy, so sadly I don't get involved into, sadly or maybe not, in the league organizing. As we see some improvements from Jens Betsma P2, Dark P3, Josh Brooks P4. Jens Betsma is the second car on the grid to get to 105s. It's 1/10 of a difference. Oh, it's not even 1/10. It's a 500ths of a second. Yes, a 300. Jesus, well, my math is just terrible, and you have to get used to that. As perfect music for the drive home. Oh, so man, just drive safely. I hope that I won't give you a heart attack while screaming, because there will be a lot of screaming, I am sure, as Miguel Soto has some improvement in his lap and got to P10 actually. What's the time? 3 more minutes. I think around 3 to 2 more laps we might see. And for some reason, today my accent is just changing again. That's the thing if you are not a native. You just get weird accents from time to time, and you just roll with it. It's really weird. I think it's quite fun. And I think Jens Betsma is having quite a fun session here. Another improvement in the first sector. There is Novik with some improvement in the second sector, and it given him P3 here on the grid. So top 5 is really changing again and again because of those improvements. But the real deal is if Jens Betsma is able to get Shauna Yeah, I know, Jack, that you would have easily won. Probably I would even win by higher margin, but I'm, just decided that I would torture you with my voice instead of just getting there on the track and demolishing everybody. Like sandbagging is my, how do you call it? Superpower, yeah. That's what I'm about to say when I see some drivers improving, because they certainly need some kind of a superpowers, as we have only 1 minute left in the qualifying session to just get closer to those two, Charbertrand and Jens Betsma. No improvements in their laps, respectively. And they are only ones to get to 105. It's a really close session for those two. It's good to see Jens back, since he can give us some fun racing. I think his battles with Jack back in the Assetto France era were quite legendary, I think. It was really fun to watch. I think the Mexico race in the Super Formula cars, it was really something I enjoyed commentating, and I was like, I think 3 years ago, so it's a while. And do I see some improvements? I think Mateusz Wąsik got to P4, I think he was P5 before. It's quite hard to get when you just look at a lot of data and it switches, and it doesn't work like in the F1 lifetiming column where it just moves so you see what is moving. It's a quite ancient technology, and I think we are through the qualifying. So Sian Delta, Nat Tewe, Alfie Bevan, Ali Yardimchi are those two improved. Tariq, no improvement for him. And Charbertrand with another purple sector. I don't know, man, why you have to just demolish the field even more, but I think if he is going, it is in the third sector is fastest as well. It's 1:05.8, 500ths of a second taken there. What a fun what a fun session it was. Jens Betsma P2, Novik in his last lap. Yeah. Novik P3, Mateusz Wąsik P4. Polish-British driver takes another top 5 qualifying result. There's Dargsy P5, a solid one. He looked quicker in the beginning, but I think he settled with the time he established early in the race. And let me switch to just what everybody is waiting for. There we go. Sweet racing. Here at St. Pete, 1 minute 30 seconds to go. I'm really getting, how you call it, excited? That's the word. You're Scottish? Oh man. That's okay. Sorry, man. This Scottish driver. He takes P4. So what are we gonna see today? What's the narrative we should probably follow? I think Jens Betsma and Charles might be fun. I still think Bright's gonna win out of those two. Unless he gonna get bored and leave in the middle of the race. Which I hope won't happen. But those two are just gonna give us fun racing. And sorry for the cameras, they are quite not so good here on the track. But we're still gonna go with 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights. And we go! As Rad Spad went with a jump start, and there goes Jens Betsma around the outside as Charles is keeping the lead. Josh Brooks getting some positions. I think Colin Kinzer is the one who just had some problems. Shane Ross as well. And as you can see, Charles is just cruising, and now Jens Betsma is under a lot of pressure. There is Mateusz Wąsik behind him, and Novik as well, and there is Josh Brooks under the pressure from Dargsy, the Bright's teammate, having quite an okay start, though he lost 1 position. And there's Alfie Bevan there in the mix. There was some touch there, but they keep going as Dargsy decided not to dive, and I think it's the smartest idea. Charles is already 2 seconds in front of the field as Novik is looking for that spot on Mateusz's car, but there is no move for at least a while. Natewe with 1 position gained, and the camera just got broke. Oh, I think it's a better angle. There's a touch from Natewe as he is taking, I think, Miguel Soto with him. Oh, it's a quite bad rejoin from him as Novik and Mateusz Wąsik, they are just continuing the battle for P3. Novik is looking quite self-confident. That's the word I'm looking for, as he is half a second behind the River Racing driver. Wąsik with a quite decent performance in recent races, though his cutting track antics just took a little bit of his driving. Sorry for the cameras, they are just really confusing as Dargsy is 3/10. Oh Jesus. As Dargsy is 1/10 actually, or maybe not, as he went for the attack mode, and now he dropped to P7. There's Ali Yardimchi going down the inside. There will be almost a contact with Tariq, but for some miracle, nothing happened. Radspat has got through the drive-through, as you can see on the screen. And how's the race going for Novik? Oh! What happened for Wojcik? He just lost, I think, the rear of the car and just went straight into the wall. That's a really unfortunate for him, as he is dropping to P12. At this stage of a race, at this short track, you just don't want to make any mistakes. We are done 4 laps out of 18 there, and what's really important is Jens Betsma has managed to get close to Chabertrand within 6 tenths. I don't know if there's a quite decent pace from Jens, or is it Bright making a mistake. There's a 2 seconds difference between those two in the first sector, so it might be a mistake, and there's another mistake from Jens Betsma this time, as he dropped 1 second behind him. And there is not a way, 4 tenths away from making a move on Josh Brooks. Sorry for the blurry camera, it does that here on this track. As Dagsy, you can see, dives down the inside and takes the place. And he keeps going in front of the Canadian driver, if I'm being correct, from Holden Racing Team. Alfie Bevan, the British driver, made his comeback again here. I think he done some rounds in IndyCar, I'm pretty certain, but some of you may remember him from Assetto Corsa times in the Assetto Friends server. 4 tenths from making a move, and I'm still looking at Jens Betsma and Chabertrand because the difference is half of a second. So it indeed looks like a decent close racing between those two. Although Jens Betsma looks like he is dropping. This track, as you can see, I haven't done any proper walkthrough the lap, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. As you can see, a lot of high-speed corners with a lot of walls, and there's as well some 90-degree corners. So it's, I would say, classic American track, the street track, but it has some interesting character, as Nightaway responds on Ali Yardimchi, and the Turkish driver is dropping to P10 as Mateusz Wąsik, to P10 as Mateusz Wąsik goes in front of him. Yes, Betsma dropped 2 seconds. I think there had to be a mistake from the Dutch driver, as Dargsy, and just don't get mistaken by this Italian flag. The Portuguese fighter is just following Josh Brooks. The Brit looked a little bit disturbed on that curb, as Darksy, you can see, is looking for some alternative lines. Is there an occasion for a switchback? Could be, as he is just closer with every move. It's 1/10 already, and he goes from the outside. It will be just a matter of time, and there he goes in front of Josh Brooks, as Ali Yardimchi is fighting again with Mateusz Wąsik. Yeah, Jens dropped another 2 seconds. So it makes 4 seconds of a difference from Charles Bertrand. Nate Weather still having some fun racing. I think this track suits him. He didn't look that competitive in previous rounds. I wouldn't say is that competitive now, but because of the short track and the pack racing, you can get a lot. Back in my league racing times, I think that the shortest track were the ones I had most of a fun racing, as Jens Betsmas for some reason dropped 2p3 again. I don't know what happened to him. I might see if there was some probably not gonna see it right now, but yeah, I absolutely loved watching racing actually in the rounds on the shorter tracks. Like for example, we've run Manicure National I think once, and while the layout was cursed, I had some of the best racing, because since the laps are short, if you are just slower driver, you can just still be somewhere there in the field, as the differences are not that big as in the longer tracks. As you can see, Natiwe makes a mistake with, I think, a lockup. And there is Josh Brooks responding to that. Some of you may argue, and he goes for an attack mode, I think. Some of you may argue that, you know, yeah, but shorter tracks also means that you have less of a limit to make a mistake, but it depends on the track, I think. That's some of a gibberish talking while we are just preparing for the half of a race. And it's still not the end of emotions, as I would like to remind you that we're gonna have the second race too, with I think top 12 being reversed. Maybe top 15. I don't think that. Yeah. As Mateusz Wąsik goes side by side with Natewe there in the chicane, just makes huge lockup. Oh, the rear just dances all over the place. Natewe again responding, so those two are just giving us those three actually. And Mateusz Wąsik just makes 2 at once with his decent. Oh, and he's drifting with a style. With an absolute style. I'm enjoying this commentary so far, as you can see here actually. As my voice today is just doing very well, which is not the case every time. I think I have to go with some warm-ups techniques for the future rounds. Sometimes screaming just goes well, sometimes not. But Colin Kinzer today just cannot make a move right now. Alfie Bevan out of nowhere in P4. Oh, there's a quite good line from Alfie. He just left him just enough of space. But when you just get there, you can see the exit gonna... Oh! Oh my god, there is an absolutely late launch almost taking him out. What up, you mean? The attack mode. Ah, okay. What's not working with it? Can you just explain, so I will have a little bit more feedback to tell the chat, or they can actually read what you can write, but yeah. As Novik, you can see, is struggling quite a bit. Jens Betsma just taking away the line as he just focus on that exit. As exit is king here on the longest straight of the track, I think. It is. And he right now is within 0.4 of a second to Novik. I hope, guys, you enjoy the stream so far. It settled down a little bit as Tariq, and oh, there is some speed from Tariq. Oh, there is a contact between those two as they fight for lower spots in top 10. Mateusz Wąsik and Nachtewe, as well as Ali Yardimci, who just currently dropped out of this pack, but he was also there. Mateusz again drifting there. Oh, you can see a difference in Axale. Oh! He just went for a gap that wasn't there to happen. Darkzy, I think, makes a move. He does go side by side with Josh Brooks. Josh Brooks stays inside, stays in front. So, will Darkzy be able to respond? There on the right hander, he just waited for Josh Brooks to make a mistake, and Josh Brooks made a mistake. Though, again, because of the nature of those corners, he can pretty much stay alongside for the remainder of the section. At least for the remainder of the section. As he again will be able to respond. More, maybe not. Darkzy found some time there, maybe 0.2, and managed to just get in front of Josh. It's already 0.5 of a difference. Jens Betsma, in the meantime, not being able to respond on Novik, though he is looking quite comfortable in the position he is. Jens Betsma, I mean. As we have still 4 laps to go, and he's the one putting the pressure on Novik. There is no way Novik is gonna get Charles, who is 7 seconds in front of him. Josh Brooks and Darkzy. Josh Brooks, you can see he took some hits with his car, as there is some damage there, but it does not matter much. Actually, not matter. Though I'm sure somebody pronounces it like that. Accents are a weird thing. But oh, speaking about the weird things, Novik's car didn't look too good there on the exit. But he looks pretty fast. Jens Betsma just touching that attack mode. I don't know if he got that, should be getting there. 3 laps to go. And you can absolutely hear that I'm just out of breath. I just lost all of it in the beginning of the race. But we still are about to follow some of the excitement. As 3 laps to go here on St. Pete for the race 1, and then there will be an absolute banger, the reverse grid race 2, which I'm really looking forward. But let's not get ourselves too much ahead, because as you can see, if you just get too much ahead, you can just easily crash, and this is what Colin Kinzer has to keep an eye on. He is touching those walls quite a lot, It's a quite different racing performance from him here in an AC compared to, for an example, iracing, where he and Ryan Whitlock are just giving some of the most fun racing I've seen for a while commentating, and it's gonna be another banger this Sunday, so just stay tuned, because the final race of Dallara IR18 with Ali Yardimchi just making a huge lockup there, which will allow Alex to, who I didn't mention once for this stream, as Jens Betsma just made a move there side by side with Novik. Sorry for just not showing the move in its full glory. Novik there just trying to get alongside to that corner, but nothing stops Jens Betsma. The Dutchman just takes P2. Charles Bertrand will be on the last lap soon. Yes, Betsma drops again. Novik responded. The Bosnian driver just bringing this Balkan determination, this pure Southern Slavic focus. That's what I'm looking for the last lap. As Shabbatron started his last lap, and there is Josh Brooks again in his dance with Dogsy. They are just dancing here around St. Pete, corner after corner. They just switch positions, but they just cannot stop fighting. Oh, Josh Brooks again, you can see dancing with his car. There is a lot of momentum you can gain with early acceleration, but there is a lot to lose if you just overdrive the car. I think Charles Bertrand was the one who said that this car is pretty unfun to drive over the limit. And over the limit has to be driven the car by Novik if he wants to get to the middle of the podium spot. And Charles Bertrand, as we are speaking right now, has made it through the final line. Jens Betsma P2, Novik P3. So Charles Bertrand wins the race. It's a pretty short track. Sorry for not covering all of that, but I was thinking maybe the battle between those two might get a little bit more exciting. We know that Charles was still going through that line. And there is Alex half a second behind Ali Yardimchi. Ali Yardimchi with top 10 performance. Quite a solid one. Shane Ross takes P13 as Alex Tse P11, Tariq P12 in front of him. Radspad after the drive-through is a race to forget, as well as Miguel Soto is in his chrome silver Racing Club livery. Oh, I switched camera in just a very perfect moment. I love the details on the halo. The details on the halo, on the livery. I think Charles designed himself. It's a really good skin. I appreciate it. You can see how busy and detailed it is. There's Novik's car. Yeah, it's a custom one. You can see Rimac PRS. And that's me, but I'm not racing today. I'm just gonna give you a little bit more screaming as we are about to start the second part of our stream, the race 2. I think for some reason they're still waiting for Togwa Potobo, who is plus 17 laps. And this is the debut of this beauty of a livery, the classic one, the Polaris Motorsport, the one which carries a lot of history back in the Assetto Friends era. And Miguel Soto with his performance. Oh, so Togwa is the only one to miss his reversed grid spot as top 15 as it stays. Gets reverse grid. Miguel Soto with some chances to get to P10, top 10 actually. If he stays ahead. Radspad, I think he doesn't look too good, so he might be involved in either losing a lot of positions, but as well he can just make some mistake and be involved in the crash. It is a case where, like, when you have a slower drivers, not always slower drivers, sometimes drivers with problems, but usually slower drivers at the back, they just move at the front because of the reverse grid. And that's pretty obvious, but you know, like, they're just less experienced. And I know it from my own experience that I tend to brake earlier, and sometimes I just brake perfectly for me, but for somebody it's just like 20 meters of a difference, and I just cannot do it differently. So I either am taken out or it just causes a lot of mess, and it's really intense for those guys. So we have to keep an eye as we have 6 lights to go, and we go for second race there as Miguel Soto doesn't look too good with his start. I think he will lose 4 positions at least, or maybe not, as he found some grip there. There's Miguel Soto. We have a huge one. I think it's 6 cars involved. I think all it started with Miguel Soto, and this is what I said. A lot of it just followed, but they somehow returned on the track. Radspad actually stays in front. I think I just misjudged him. Jens Betsma, how many positions he's got? 12 and 13 as Radspad. Yeah, you can see there's Radspad making a mistake. It didn't last even a lap for him. It is sad. Not even Shabetron made that much of a progress as Jens Betsma, and Jens Betsma might be looking really strong in this one, as you may imagine. Here's a fast, solid driver who just can now, with not so much pressure, drive away. And this gentleman around here, Miguel Soto, with some troubles in the pit lane. This gentleman right here, oh, Miguel Soto has left the race. That just is unfortunate one for him. Maybe he can join the stream, I don't know. Charbatron, though, has a lot of work to do. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do that, but, you know, it doesn't always come that easy as it did for Jens Betsma, who just got 2 seconds in front of Colin Kinza. Oh, there's some bot there. Just let me remove it, as we don't have some moderation. I just cannot do much. Yeah, this is so stupid. Perfect. Sorry, let me be back there with Mateusz Wąsik and Alfie Bevan. Those two are just having some close fighting. Why? Why Alfie? Not anymore. As Alfie Bevan looks like a DNF driver. I'm really confused, as I think Bright goes for this sweet attack mode. He does. He now be on a mission. He now be pushing really hard there to get another win. So how's the stream running for you? Is it okay? You can hear me well and everything? I know that this is like a weird question to do in the middle of the stream, but I haven't asked it before, and I just want to make sure that everything is just working correctly, as Novik in this very moment is preparing himself to take the spot on Mateusz Wąsik, and as you might notice, there is some certain orange car behind him, and he is just really waiting for those two. We know he can make some exciting launches as he goes side by side. Takes one car at this time. Another one is in front of him. It will be overtaken soon. As you can see, attack mode is working quite well. Mateusz Wąsik is defending the inside. The Sharbatron had to do some reacting to that, actually. And now he just opened up the door. And ASML McLaren Racing driver makes another spot, 3 seconds away from Colin Kinza. Now he has 7 seconds to the lead. Let me just see what's gonna be. Looking in front of him. So he's actually doing 108 in previous lap, which was his best lap, and Jens Betsma went 104 on his last lap, which is a pretty solid performance. The grid just settled down slightly. Oh! What was that? I don't think it was the smartest of a move. But you can see some of the black magic is still there, as you can smell there in the air a disaster happening, and Shane Ross just had some contact with Tariq. Basically wasn't stupid, I could join race 2. Yeah man, this is unfortunate, but It is what it is. Oh! Darksy there with some counter steering in the first corner as Alex they're going through the second or the third corner, just depend if you just count. The other one, the king, I mean, and there will be another move happening there. Mateusz Wąsik just goes down the inside, takes the spot in front of Novik, just about right to. Who's your teammate actually? Some position changes, Alex and Darksy. Also, pardon me with the camera work, they are absolutely awful there on the track. I love the corner we just passed, it's amazing. Shane, yeah. He is winning in our hearts. You see? If you just, you know, it's like Roman Grosjean said once, it's like a win for us, and for Shane, P11 will be like a win. He's a winner for us. And Shane Ross might be building some momentum there in the last corner as we go through the hairpin. And this is probably what you are waiting for, Susalan. Oh, maybe not. There is no overtake happening right now. And let me go through the race overview. Jens Besma has the lead of almost 4 seconds. And there's Shabetron, also known as Bright. 2.8 seconds. And Alex, he just feels a little bit lonely. He needs some wall touching to make himself a little bit less empty inside. As you can see, he is just all over the place and leaving his mark and his legacy on the walls. Almost another touch there, which allows... Oh! What we just experienced and watched, Novik just got river raced. The river racing driver just took no prisoners. And as the race is underway for 8 more laps, it settled down a little bit. As I said, Bright doesn't look that strong in this part of a race. I wonder why. Maybe that's because of the attack mode up not working well or something. And there's Shane Ross again. You see, Shane doesn't want us to just sit and look at the boring race. He just wants to give us a little bit of more and more exciting racing. And even if it's for P11, they just keeps going. This is what I love about racing. You can just race for absolutely no like meaningless positions. Like you can be having an absolute blast of a race for like 20 laps with a guy who is penultimate, like P19 or something, you're P20, and you just fight with this dude till the end of the race. And you can still enjoy, you can still have fun, you can still just feel like it was a great race, even if the result doesn't deliver. And that's it. Like you can say, what's the point of doing it if you are not winning? But at the same time, I think we just do it to have fun, to just improve ourselves and to just enjoy ourselves, just doing something a little bit different than we do in our lives. And yeah, that's why I just get excited as Shane Ross with his moment there. He keeps going. This is AC. You can just survive that. There's a yellow flag there. Now they were with his pursuit. And the Taiwanese or Chinese Taipei, as you can see both flags on the car, certain it's just exactly the same thing, but you know, it's just for the record, as well as the citizen of Canada, just enjoying with the battle with his fellow Canadian at the back. Sorry that just some momentum was lost here, but you can, as you can see, just Jens Batsman he just cruises. There's no fight. Shabbatron just got 1 second to call in. What are we watching? Charles, you are okay? It looks like something happened. Oh, wow! I'm just really confused. We probably will get some message soon here at the chat. Yes, Bright Dominance has been stopped. Bright in the pit lane. There is Novik. So because of that, Mateusz Wąsik, who is just merging himself with the wall, and this is a nice dive from Novik, but Polish, British or Scottish driver, you can call him by many nations, as he is just many drivers at once. Sometimes he is a cruiser driver, sometimes he is just a destroyer driver. Today he is in a very aggressive mode. Quite a defense, I would say. I'm talking stuff that absolutely makes no sense, but it's how we gonna. Yeah, hard to lead when you get wiped out twice and you get. Oh Jesus, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, like, the first chant, because of how the cameras are just, you know, made, I couldn't see much, to be honest, so I didn't know that you had much of a damage there. But it's very unfortunate, though your performance I didn't see much of it, okay? So I just cannot fully judge by what I've seen. The camera angles are just so terrible that even if somebody just jump start, I probably couldn't tell. As Novik is half of a second behind Vanshik, not Vanshik. 3/10 now. With an opportunity to make a move for P3. But still not quite yet. As the river racing driver still makes sure that he stays in front. Though the Bosnian driver, oh, they collide! And they just, isn't like the, wow! Josh Brooks there as well. Was it like the Grosjean McLaughlin incident, I think? Was that this corner? I'm not really sure. You just have to ensure me, but it looked very similar. Not one to one, but you get my point. As Natewe is setting up a chance for a move. 2/10 there in a quite narrow section of the track goes, goes to the side of Alex, and Alex because of that made a contact with the wall. Not the cleanest of the driving there. The Canadian driver fighting with the steering wheel as he tried to get the best exit he can to respond on Alex. And Alex, I think, with a lockup. I think that's the smoke from his tires, although it didn't look too terrific. And we switch to Novik as he and Mateusz just still in the battle, and you can see Doug's and Josh Brooks as well in the mix. 5 people watching, good to see you all. I hope you have fun as Jens Betsma in the meantime made it through the line. So Jens Betsma is your race winner. There's Colin Kinzer, Mateusz Wąsik. Sorry that I didn't get it on time. This track is pretty short and just, yeah, it's not an excuse, but yeah. Here goes Novik, 2/10 from Mateusz, and knocked away with Alex. Oh, 1/10 of a difference there. Red spots take P9, Tariq takes P10. And slam dunk he goes! Ali Yardımcı with his signature drifting. Oh, that was something. So there's your top 3 against Betsma, Colin Kinzer and Mateusz Wąsik. Congratulations to both winners of the race, Charles Bertrand and Jens Betsma. That was really entertaining. And I hope that an attendance and the racing will be as much entertaining as it was. I know that there will be probably even more complaints about some driving standards. Always does happen. But from the stream perspective, it was fun. And I enjoyed that, and you can hear that my voice is just very tired, but I am happy. And I hope that my voice will be struggling a little bit more on Sunday, as we are about to unleash some emotions. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the final round of an IndyCar season in iRacing. And if I'm being correct, just let me close Assetto Corsa. Does not let me. It's Portland, I think. I think Portland won the calendar. It's the most confusing statement from me in a while, but I think it did, yeah, by 1 vote. So we're gonna be there. Oh, it's actually not this week. It's next week. Okay. I thought this Sunday, but yeah, it's another break week. Oh, of course. So yeah, we're gonna see each other next week for Portland race. It's I think the calendar wasn't updated beforehand. Yeah, and it's gonna be a fun one. It's a title battle between Colin Kinzer and Ryan Whitlock, I think. It's still going. And I think I didn't miss anything. My announcements are just getting aged like a milk. Often. Like I mess the dates and everything. But just to not get you listening to me much longer, I would like to thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for watching. It was a pleasure to be with you and commentating. So we're gonna see each other next week, I think, if I'm being correct. My name is Mikołaj Skulski. It was a pleasure commentating for you. We're Proton Racing Series, and just keep racing and enjoy it. Have fun, and see ya next time.